Hi everyone, welcome to the ontomatos channel. So it is that time of the year again. Everyone's going back to school, so I thought I would create a look for those of you who like to wear a little bit more makeup for school but would like to keep it very simple, natural, and appropriate for school. So this is the look I came up with. So if you're interested in this look, then please keep on watching. So as always, you want to start out with a clean face. I already cleansed and moisturized my face, and I already went ahead and put on some sunscreen. The one I like to use is Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen, and I usually like to use this under my foundation because of the non-greasy formula. Just make sure you have something that has at least SPF 35 because we're going to be walking around campus, so you want to make sure that your skin is protected. You don't have to use sunscreen and then foundation. You can just skip it all together and just use a tinted moisturizer if you want, and then just use some powder on top to set it. Or you can just use tinted moisturizer and wear mineral foundation if you want a little bit more coverage, or powder foundation. I think that's a great option as well. But today I'm going to be using my Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse Foundation. It looks like that. And I think that it's slightly easier to use compared to a liquid foundation, and it gives me very nice coverage, and it's not as thick. So I think it's pretty good for everyday use. And if you have oily skin, I think you should just skip this foundation altogether, because we're going to be walking around campus, and then this one is like for dry skin people. So all that combined, it's just going to make you very oily. But if you have dry skin, I think it should be fine. So I'm just going to dab a little bit on my finger and just dab it directly on my face. Not blending it in yet. Okay, and now I'm just going to use my beauty blender that I got from Ulta and just blend it all out. And I already soak it with water and squeeze out the excess. So I'm just going to blend this all out. Make sure to also blend into the hairline and a little bit down your neck. Next, I'm going to use some concealer to cover up my under eye circles. As always, amazing cosmetic concealer. And I already applied some eye cream underneath my eye. If you have problem with your concealer looking cakey and doesn't go on as smooth, try using a very hydrating eye cream, so that you will find that the application of your concealer is a lot smoother and easier. And then I'm going to go back with the beauty blender and just using the tip side of the beauty blender just to blend out the concealer, because it's harder to reach the inner corner of the eye, so the tip of the beauty blender really helps to get in all the crevices. Okay? So now we're just going to set everything with a powder so that your makeup can last longer throughout the whole day and not budge. You can use a translucent powder if you want a more natural finish, but I'm going to be using also by Maybelline Dream Matte Powder, one of my favorite powder. Just going to use my kabuki brush. Just dab it all over. So moving on to the eye makeup, first thing first, we're going to prime our eyes. I'm going to be using MAC Painterly Paint Pot in Painterly. I like to use, you can use any sort of primer you want, like Urban Decay Primer Potion or any other primers, but I just like this paint pot because not only does it prime my eye makeup, but it also has a sticky base to help the eyeshadow stick on better and just be more vibrant. So I'm just gonna spread it all over my lid and all the way up to my brow bone. Okay, so for school, we should keep our eye makeup more natural and more soft. So we're just gonna be using some neutral eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using my Maybelline Quad in Chai Latte. Maybelline makes some of my favorite drugstore eyeshadow. I think they're so easy to use. They have like an instruction for you to use in the back, and then each shade has like a has instruction like engraved onto the eyeshadow. Like this one goes on the lid, this one goes on the crease, etc., etc. But I often don't follow the instructions. But you can if you want, and I think it makes a very pretty look as well. But I'm just going to be using this lid color. The color that's called Lid, this right here, and just use any sort of fluffy brush. I'm using my MAC 217 brush, and just put that all over my crease. And remember not to go too high past the socket of the eye. Just a little bit over, but not all the way up to the brow bone. So now it should look something like this. So we're going to put on the next color. I'm going to be using this color called Crease. It's just a bronzy gold eyeshadow. Even though it's called Crease, but I'm going to put it all over the lid. Just going to use my finger. Fast and easy. And just dab it directly on the ball of my eye. And it should look something like this. So now we're just going to go back with the blending brush and just blend the two colors together. Focus on where the two colors overlap and just do small stroke to blend the two together. And then for the lower lash line, we're just going to use that darker chocolate brown color called Outer Corner. Just use any small brush. And just line the lower lash line. So if you want a simple and natural look, you can stop here if you want. But if you want a little bit more definition to your eye, then you can go ahead and use that dark chocolate brown color and just put a little bit on the outer corner. I'm going to go ahead and do that so I can demonstrate how you do that. So you just dab a little bit and just put it right here on the outer corner, just a tiny bit, so you can define the outer corner just a little bit more. Okay, and then again, go back with the blending brush to blend all the colors together. Blend it together and blend it out. Make sure that there's no harsh edges. Okay, and then just use any fluffy brush or any flat shadow brush if you want. We're just going to apply highlight color. And we're just going to be using that color called Brow Color to apply it on our brow bone. And also to help blend out the edge even more. Soften up this edge right here. Okay, so next we're going to line our eyes. Just do a very thin line. However, if you have monolid and you want to do a thicker line so that when you open your eye, you can see a little bit of the eyeliner peeking through. But if you have uneven eyelids like I do, I have double lid on one side and then monolid on the other side, I'm gonna have a thicker line on the eye with the monolid and then just a very thin line on the eye with the double lid. And that's it. And don't look up yet. Just look down for a few minutes. Fan it. Fan your eyes if you have to. Just make sure that it's completely dried. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes in the meantime. Okay, next I'm going to apply mascara. Next, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows. I'm just going to use a light color to fill in my brow. It's just a lighter shade right here because I just want my brows to look neat. Nothing too dramatic for school. And just focus on the sparse area. Alright, and then we're just going to put on some blush and we're done with the face. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Dream Mousse blush in Peach Satin. This is so easy to use. I think it's great for starters because it's so low maintenance. You can just dab it on your finger and just put it on your cheeks and just blend it out with your fingers. You don't need a brush. If your skin tone is darker than mine, then there are other colors that are good for you that will actually show up because this color is quite light, so it won't show up on darker complexion. But if you have light skin, I think this color looks really, really good on you. You can apply this mousse blush before you apply your setting powder or after. I find that it works both ways. This blush dries to a very powdery finish, so that's why I feel that you don't have to apply it before you apply your powder because it has a very powdery consistency after you blend it out. You can also contour your face or apply bronzer if you want, but I just want to keep it simple and fast, and I think that a lot of contouring and bronzer looks a little bit too much for school, so I think this is all I'm going to do for the face. So this is the completed look. For the lip, I just used a very soft, peachy, coral kind of color. I'm using MAC Everhip lipstick. This is a limited edition, so I don't think you can get this anymore, but any other color you want. I think that coral and peachy color really helps complement a bronzy neutral eye, so that's why I use a peachy cheek color as well. I think it just helps warm up the entire neutral look. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any other requests for me to do more back to school tutorials, you can leave it in the comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!